We're headed to Europe for our first Final Jeopardy of the evening. Let's show our masters and you at home the clue. Words meaning water's edge are one suggested etymology of this city, once capital of the province of Aquitania. 30 seconds. Good luck. Brad Rutter is up first with 6,200 points. And a last-second response, it looked like. He wrote down, "Go Birds." When in doubt, the Philadelphia Eagles. They never let you down, right, Brad?
Well, not lately.
Not lately. There we go. What did you wager? 4,022, leaving you with 2,178. Victoria Gross was in second place with 14,000 points. Her response came early. She wrote down, "What is Bordeaux?" And that is correct. Bordeaux, edge and water. Well done. How much did you wager, Victoria? You didn't wager a point. Still 14,000 for you. But Yogesh Raut came in to Final Jeopardy with that big lead. Did he know it was Bordeaux? He didn't have it, but it probably didn't matter. What did you wager, Yogesh? Didn't wager a thing. 30,800 makes him the first winner of this year's Jeopardy Masters tournament. And now, Final Jeopardy. World literature is the category. Masters, here's your clue. A follow-up to an earlier work, this 1671 effort references eventual triumphs written of in the Book of Job and the Gospels. 30 seconds, players. Good luck. Juvaria Zahir is up first with a score of $8,000. Women's Day icon Juvaria Zahir, what did you put down in Final Jeopardy? What is Paradise Regained? And that's correct. John Milton's sequel to Paradise Lost. What did you wager? Everything. Juvaria doubles up to 16,000 and has the lead. For the moment, let's see if Matt Amodio had this. Did he know it was Paradise Regained? He got it as well. What did he wager? 5401, putting himself 1 point ahead of Juvaria, 16,001. So Roger Craig needs to get this right. 15,200 coming into final after a great game, found the daily doubles, but did he know it was Paradise Regained? Crossed out Pilgrim's Progress and got it right. What did you wager, Roger? 6,001 will do it. 21,201 makes you a winner in your first Jeopardy Masters game ever. For Final Jeopardy, we know the category is saints, but which saint? Let's find out. Here's the clue. This saint, who helped convert Scotland to Christianity, shares his name with the Latin word for an animal sent out 3 times by Noah. 30 seconds, masters. Good luck. Adriana Harmeyer came into Final Jeopardy with 7,400 points and wrote down Saint Mungo. I'm afraid that's not it. Adriana, how much did you bet? 3,000 points will drop you down to 4,400. Nilesh Vinjamuri was in second place with 9,200. He came up with Columba, but changed it to Columbus. And that's a shame because that's not correct now, Nilesh. You wagered 5601, leaving you with 3,599. Knocking you into third. Isaac Hirsch had a big lead with 20,000 points. Was he correct in final? Paul, no. As I think Nilesh knew, Columba is the Latin for dove, and it was Saint Columba. How much did you wager, Isaac? Didn't have to wager anything. You stay put with 20,000, and you're our first Jeopardy Masters winner of the night. We're dealing with art history in Final Jeopardy now. Here's the clue. Hide and Seek and The Cradle by this French artist were among the 200 or so works shown at a gallery on Boulevard des Capucines in 1874. 30 seconds, players. Good luck. Roger Craig is up first with 2,800 points in front of him. What did you come up with, Roger? He wrote, who is Morisot? Yes, this was the first Impressionist exhibition. These are all works of mothers and children. How much did you wager? Almost everything but $1. So you're now in second place with 5,599. Isaac Hirsch was in second place with 4,400. Did he know it was Berthe Morisot? Ah, another woman artist, but not a French one. He put Cassatt, and that's not correct. What did you wager, Isaac? 1201 knocks you down to 3,199. Yogesh Raut was not going to be caught today with that 25,700. Will he be adding to it? Did he think of Morisot? Ah, he had Cassatt as well. What did you wager, Yogesh? 10,000 knocks you down to 15,700. But what matters is that you take home 3 match points as the winner of that Jeopardy Masters game. Congratulations. Who will make it to the next round? Let's find out in Final Jeopardy! 18th century science is the category. Here's the clue. Naturalist the Count de Buffon mocked North and South American animals, like this elephant of the New World, the size of a very small mule. 30 seconds. Good luck. Adriana Harmeyer brings 6,800 points into Final Jeopardy, and it's an animal clue. Adriana, a lot of pressure for you and your nephew right now. What did you come up with? What is tapir? Good news for the family. It is the tapir, yes. How much did you wager? 6,500. Very exciting for you and your nephew. 13,300 now. You have the lead for the moment over Matt Amodio. Matt, did you think of the tapir? He got it as well. Did he bet enough? 601 moves him into second place with 13,601. Victoria Gross had a big lead with 27,200. Did she know it was the tapir? Yes, she wrote it down right away. What did she bet? Nothing. So she stands pat with 27,200. Final Jeopardy time, players. American composers is your category. Here's the clue. After he died in 1990 at age 90, his ashes were scattered at Tanglewood, where he taught for 25 years and where his music was performed. 30 seconds. Good luck. Nilesh Vinjamuri is up first. His score is 4,000 points. And his Final Jeopardy response was Bernstein. And I'm afraid that's not correct. Thanks for this awesome experience. Nilesh, it was a pleasure to have you back. What did you wager? He will lose everything, dropping him down to 0. Brad Rutter was in second place with 15,800. What composer did you write down, Brad? He changed Fiedler to Ives. I'm afraid it is not Ives, Brad. You wagered 11,001. That leaves you with 4,799 points. Juveria Zahir, after a big double Jeopardy round, was in the lead with 26,800. Was she correct in final? Who is Fiedler? Brad's original answer. No, Arthur Fiedler is not correct. Aaron Copland was on the faculty for many years at the Berkshire Music Center. Died at age 90. It all comes down to this, Juveria. What did you wager? 6,000, taking you down to 20,800. You are the winner of this game. For our first Final Jeopardy of the evening, book titles is the category, and this is the clue. The journey in the title of this 1878 novel is from Paris to the vast tract of unenclosed wild known as Egdon Heath. 30 seconds. Good luck. Roger Craig came into final with 5,200 points. Did he come up with the right book title? He wrote, What is Return of the Native by Thomas Hardy. Well done. That is correct. What did you wager, Roger? Almost everything. So you nearly doubled to 10,399, currently in second place. Yogesh Rout was the third of the three to write down his response. Did he know it was Return of the Native? He's also correct. What did you wager, Yogesh? 4,600, taking you to 13,600. Ahead of Roger in second place. Victoria Gross had a big lead heading into final. Did she come up with Return of the Native? She knew it as well. It's a long response, but you still had time for Hi Nora. Well done. Fast writing from the crossword puzzle tournament.
That's right.
What did you wager? 2201, 18,001 today. You finish in first place, Victoria Gross. We're going back in time a few centuries for Final Jeopardy today. Colonial America is the category, and this is the clue. This group formed in 1770, first to defend land grants in New England. Later, it would assert independence for its region. 30 seconds. Good luck. We'll start in the middle with Isaac Hirsch, 5,000 points in front of him, and he wrote down, who are the Sons of Liberty? It's a good guess, but it is not the Sons of Liberty, Isaac. You wagered 10 points. Interesting, 4,990 now for you. Matt Amodio is in second place with 18,000. What did he come up with? Who are the Green Mountain Boys? That is correct. The militia defending what would become the state of Vermont. So you'll add how much? 3,000, taking you to 21,000 and the lead. For the moment, Juveria Zahir needs to get this right. Did she come up with the Green Mountain Boys? She had Sons of Liberty as well. So she will lose 6,201, dropping her down to second place with 13,599, which means Matt Amodio comes from behind to score his first win of the season. Let's see how our masters do with this Final Jeopardy category, portmanteau words. Here's the clue. A play on a portmanteau coined in 2012, this 7-letter word is now used to describe a similar UK headline from 1973. 30 seconds, masters. Good luck. We'll begin with Matt Amodio, 1,200 points after the daily double miss. Matt, what was your response? What is Canexit? Like Brexit, but Canadian? It's a good guess. It's 7 letters. You're on the right track, but that's not quite it, Matt. You wagered nothing, so you still have 1,200 points. Yogesh Rout had 20,800 in second place. Well, that's a great second place score. What did he say for Final Jeopardy? He wrote down no response, didn't get there. So he will lose 11,201, leaving him with 9,599. Victoria Gross had an amazing game. 32,000 is the highest score we've seen coming into Final Jeopardy all season on Jeopardy Masters. Was she correct with her response? She wrote down Eurexit. No, you were right to think about Brexit in 2012, but 1973 is when the UK joined the EEC. So this would be retroactively their rentry.
Oh,
Rentry and then Brexit. What did you wager, Victoria? Just 9601, leaving you with 22,399. And you are the winner of this quarterfinal match. In a very tight game, the final Jeopardy category to decide this thing is the presidency. And here's the clue. Continuing his tradition of vetoes as a mayor and as a governor, he trails only FDR in total vetoes as president. 30 seconds. Good luck. Juvaria Zahir is in third place with 6,000 points, thanks to the pygmy hippo. What was your response? Who is Grover Cleveland? Yes, the mayor of Buffalo, New York, the veto mayor of Buffalo, they called him. So you're going to add to your 6,000. What did you wager? You double up to 12,000 points, and suddenly you're in the lead. Isaac Hirsch finished Double Jeopardy with 10,000. Did he think of Grover Cleveland? He got it as well. He wagered, look at that, 2001. He now has 12,001 points, moving him into first place. So it's down to Roger Craig with 10,800. His response?
I was writing Cleveland.
We know you were writing Cleveland, but you only got halfway. So your score will drop by 799, dropping you to 10,001 in third place and making Isaac Hirsch the winner of tonight's game. Let's find out how our masters handled 20th century fiction. Here's the final Jeopardy clue. The title of this 1959 work refers to a record given to graduating seniors at Ohio State University. 30 seconds. Good luck. We'll come first to Isaac Hirsch, his total 6,600, and his response was, best years of our lives almost finished. I'm afraid that's not the right work, Isaac, so your score will go down 1,000 to 5,600. Yogesh Raut was in second place with 7,400. He came up with what is Goodbye Columbus by Philip Roth. That's correct, departing seniors leaving Columbus, Ohio. Well done. So you wagered 5801, that'll take you to 13,201. And second place, but Victoria Gross came back from that daily double miss and could not be caught in this game. Did she know it was Goodbye Columbus? She did, so she will add the 0 points that she wagered, leaving her with 16,000 today and making her the winner of another Jeopardy Masters quarterfinal game. It all comes down to this, British history, the final Jeopardy category. And here's the clue. When New Amsterdam was taken by the British, he was on the throne of England, but the city was renamed for his brother. 30 seconds. Good luck. We'll start with Matt Amodio in second place by just 200 points. He thought hard about this and finally wrote down, he crossed out James II and put Charles II. And it's a good thing you did. New York was named for James, the Duke of York, the future James II. It seems like you know all this, Matt. You're nodding very wisely. His brother, Charles II, was the king in question. How much did you wager? Okay, just 2,000, but you are now in the lead, 10,800 over Juvaria Zahir, who had 9,000 points. Did she know it was Charles II? She also crossed out James and put Charles II. She wagered 8,601. That's enough, taking her to 17,601. Final Jeopardy in our first game tonight will concern world capitals. Here's the clue. With a metro area of more than 9 million, This port city, founded in 1576, is the world's most populous Portuguese-speaking capital. 30 seconds. Good luck. Juveria Zahir wound up with 6,000 points coming into Final Jeopardy and wrote down what world capital? What is Luanda, the capital of Angola? And that is correct, Juveria. It's bigger than both Lisbon, which is much older, and Brasilia, which is much newer. What did you wager? You'll add 2,000 points, taking you to 8,000. Yogesh Raut was in second place with 10,000 even. Did he think of the capital of Angola? He's also got Luanda, so he will add 2001, taking him to 12,001 points. Victoria Gross had a pretty good lead heading into final with 19,400, but did she know it was Luanda? There we go, she's correct. She wagered 601, taking her to 20,001 and making her tonight's first winner. The Final Jeopardy category to decide this game, medical words. Let's show our masters the clue. Charles Richet coined this term for a bad response to an antigen. The NA was a late add to make it better sounding and harder to spell. 30 seconds. Good luck. Isaac Hirsch finished the game with 8,800 points and wrote down in Final Jeopardy, what is rosacea? It's not rosacea. Isaac, what did you wager? 1402, that'll knock you down to 7,398. Victoria Gross was in second place with 10,200. She wrote down, what is anaphylaxis? And that is correct. The word was originally aphylaxis before the NA was added. What did you wager, Victoria? 8601, so you have 18,801, and you're just behind Yogesh Raut, who was in the lead coming into final. Did he know it was anaphylaxis? Didn't get it. He will lose 801, knocking him down to 18,799. So by just 2 points, Victoria Gross comes from behind and wins the game. For Final Jeopardy, we're headed to medieval times. The Times, I assume, not the restaurant. Here's the clue. A vassal-lord bond had 2 parts. In homage, the vassal swore to serve. And in this other 6-letter word, the vassal also swore to be loyal. 30 seconds. Good luck. We'll begin with Isaac Hirsch and his 1,200 points. What did you write down, Isaac? What is fealty? That's right, the vassal swore homage and fealty. The lord swore nothing at all. It's good to be the lord, I guess. What did you wager, Isaac? You will add just 100 points, taking you to a lucky 1,300. Juveria Zahir was in second with 7,400. Did she come up with fealty? She got it. So she will be adding, no wager. So she still has 7,400 points and will likely finish in second because Victoria Gross had a big lead. Did she come up with fealty? She didn't have it. But it may not matter unless she wagered very riskily. 2,600 knocks her down to 29,800. But that's another big win for you, Victoria. You finished the semifinals undefeated. Island countries is the category. Here's the clue. The only UN member state named for a woman, it's named for a 4th century Sicilian martyr. 30 seconds. Good luck. Isaac Hirsch is up first with 3,600. What did you write down, Isaac? Oh, wow. What a great time I had. Congrats to the finals. Oh, but look, you buried the lead. Also St. Lucia. That is correct. St. Lucia in the Caribbean, the only country name for a woman. But all the sentiment is lovely as well, Isaac. What will that do to your score? You wagered 615, taking you to 4,215. Juveria Zahir was in second place with 10,400. Did she know it was St. Lucia? She got it. She wagered nothing at all. Interesting. So she will stand pat at 10,400 points. Yogesh Raut had a pretty big lead heading into Final Jeopardy. Did he come up with St. Lucia? What or where? You prefer where? Where is St. Lucia? That's correct. So what did you wager, Yogesh? 2001, meaning you wind up with 20,801. You are the second winner tonight. We're dealing with peoples of the world in our first Final Jeopardy of the finals. Here's your clue, players. Heard often in the film The Conqueror, this name of a once nomadic people comes from a Latin word used for hell. 30 seconds. Good luck. We'll begin with Yogesh Raut with 13,000 points coming into Final Jeopardy. He wrote down, who are Tatars? That's close, Yogesh, but that's actually of Turkish or Persian origin, so that is not correct. You wagered everything, leaving you with 0. Victoria Gross came into final with the lead, 21,200. Her response? Who are the Mongols? It's not the Mongols. It is, in fact, the Tartars. The word Tatar was modified to recognize Tartarus, the Greek hell. So the spelling and pronunciation were changed to Abiar. What did you wager, Victoria? 6,800. That'll take you down to 14,400. Final Jeopardy category is paintings. Here's the clue. The artist saw this subject as a kindred spirit, and in 1890, depicted him with flowers used to treat heart disease. 30 seconds, masters. Good luck. We'll begin with Victoria Gross, who had 11,000 points in Game 2 coming into Final Jeopardy. Her response? She wrote down, who is Dr. Gachet? And that is correct. The friend of Van Gogh and his famous portrait of the doctor. What did you wager, Victoria? She wagered everything, taking her to 22,000. When we add her 14,400 points from Game 1, she now has 36,400 points. And the lead over Juveria and Yogesh for the moment. Juveria will come to you next. Did you think about Van Gogh and Dr. Gachet? She's right as well. What was the wager? 16,000, taking Juveria to 36,800 points. She now has a 400-point lead over Victoria. Look how close this is. Yogesh Raut, it all comes down to whether you knew Dr. Gachet. Your response is correct. What was the wager? 5601 puts Yogesh at 41,601. And in an extraordinarily close final, Yogesh emerges as the winner of this year's Jeopardy Masters.